invisible to Arch for reasons unknown.
There's a few snow mexes, yes. Most of them are like on the green bits, but like the green bits aren't fully symmetrical. Like I said last time, so it's not all the mexes are covered.
He should just turn Bloom on. Problem solved.
Thank you. There's a chance that Turin is just, he knows this, but he's BMing like, oh wait, can I walk over this? I've never played this map before.
For the viewers at home, you can in fact walk across the ice, and you can just look at the mini-map, and these are the only portions of water on the map. Arch, the gentleman, will tell Turin.
Lucky him did. Yeah, I don't think Aeon will be good at all on this map. I actually think this is an awful map for Aeon. It's this feels like a map. Like, of course, 80% of the mexes are in the two bases on the map. Then you have like 1 3-mex expansion to the left and right of the bases. And aside from that, it's quite empty in the middle. And aside from getting them in early game, like mid to late game, those mexes are kind of irrelevant, I'd say. Like, they give a small boost, but you don't eco those. You just eco in your base. So I'd say generally you don't make tech 2 on this map. You either make tech 1 spam for early game and then rush tech 3, like either tech 3 air or tech 3 land.
Yeah, especially because they're Cybern and Seraphim. Like, their tech 2 is just so slow. What are they gonna do with it? I mean, Arch should just build loyalists. Have a nice time.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is a Loya Titan map. Kinda.
But what if you're Seraphim?
If you're Seraphim, honestly, I'd say you're down. I'd say Aeon and Seraphim are not good in this map. Just because you don't have Titans and Loyas. Not only that, as Seraphim, of course, Autumns are like the slowest unit you can have. Like, they're faster than Bricks and Percys, but they have Loyas and Titans, and they are slower than Harps as well. And generally Harps are, like in raid bands, Harps are better than Autumns, just because they have the shield, of course.
Arch doing some novel stuff here. He's really hardcore transport rushing with like ACU assist on the NG factory.
Yeah, I see. That's interesting.
I mean, maybe he wants to just build a ton of Mantis in the middle of the map.
Also, a big deal for Seraphim, you don't have a Tech 3 gunship.
I mean, that can matter. Although, I mean, having the nice T2 gunship should be some compensation.
Honestly, I'd say, like, I don't like Terra Tech 2 gunship that much.
Really?
I don't think it's that exceptional. Like, sure, it's better than like UEF, but it's not better than Aeon. Let's not kid ourselves.
It's no Aeon gunship. I'll give you that.
And it's, I mean, it's the best like singular target gunship. I just feel that it's still, technically it's supposed to be like a Tech 2.5 gunship, right? Because they don't have Tech 3 gunship. But Tech 3 gunships, they see like 3 flags, you go in and snipe the flags. If a Sarah gunship sees a flag, it runs the fuck away.
Yeah, that's
Like,
kind of the problem. You need like a lot of Sarah gunships to fight the flags.
It feels like a Sarah gunship DPS is fine. I just feel like they need more HP to not die to flags that quickly, because you don't have a Tech 3 gunship. It's I don't know. It's
So Arch is really going to just use this to expand. He's not really going for a highly centralized Mantis spam operation, which I'm not sure if I like. Like, he doesn't have any tanks out on the map, and Turin's tanks will eventually go places. Probably.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was Banani that we saw on this map last week versus, I don't remember who he was playing against, but
Blast?
No, not Blast. But it was also a Siren player. I think Banani was a Siren player. Maybe it wasn't, or maybe it was another Russian. But they also spread out his Tech 1 Lance factories a lot as Cybran. And then he kinda just, even when going to Tech 2 and Tech 3, those Forward factories he also upgraded there, and it just kinda didn't work out.
Arch is gonna go for a second drop. Maybe bottom side?
Yeah. I mean, the drop thing, I kind of like it in theory. He needs to make sure that, like you see, he gets his maxes so much faster. He's like 5 maxes, 6, 7. He's 7 maxes ahead of Turin. 8, 9, 10. He's 10 maxes ahead of Turin.
He's just so far ahead. He just needs to make sure he doesn't immediately get overrun
Yeah.
by the early wave of tanks. And then he should be golden.
Like, that's why what is super important for now is having intel and building PDs at the right time. Because it's fine if you have to build a PD to defend these locations, as long as you don't get raided. Because you can always reclaim them once the threat is over.
I mean, Turin's going to spot the spam on the left. Only 3 factories there. He could go kill that, but he's instead opting to attack this position. He actually doesn't know for sure is there. But only 2 factories and 0 tanks in this location. But probably could force up a PD if he wanted to.
Yeah, like that location, that was what I was talking about. Like, it's still not a PD. Like, he should have rushed the PD there earlier.
I mean, he could still rush a PD now. There's like a small, ever-closing window of opportunity here.
He is not making tanks on those factories either.
Alright, here comes the PD, but it's a bit late.
I might not. Okay. No, I mean, if Turn focuses, it will not finish. If he focuses the engineers, but he's not paying attention.
This PD is
Okay.
actually really important.
It is super important.
Oh, and it does not
Engineer
finish.
dies.
It's like 90% done.
Like, Arch-wise, this is completely. This shouldn't have happened at all.
Yeah, I mean, he could have easily finished this in a more timely manner and just defended this position. But, you know, he's got a lot going on. He lost the right side while this was happening. There's a bomber coming over on the left. Killing his radar and his NGs. Really?
Yeah,
Oh, but there's actually an even better, more forward location. Everything's fine.
Oh yeah, he's building everything there. It's like, it's not the worst, it's just unnecessary. Like, he lost 8 engineers there that were reclaiming the trees.
It's okay. He can go back and reclaim those engineers that we're reclaiming.
Okay, so anyway, like, it's important to see what people's plans are, because I'd say the early transport thing from Arch, it worked out tremendously. He got his expansion so much quicker. It's just, from the looks of it, he's going for mass Tech 1 spam, for mass Mantis spam at the start. I'm not sure if I necessarily like that. Like, it's such an awkward map to play as well, because it's like, I mean, it's such a big map. Mantis spam is not gonna deny that much, unless you want to overrun the entire enemy base. But
just build a lot of Mantis in the middle of a map, and they can attack in basically any direction. And
I guess that's true. Look at their turn is.
they actually are going to attack in every direction. Look how spread
Yeah.
these are.
Okay, so with this second, like, proxy on the south of his island, now that a proxy on the left makes a lot more sense, because it is the same ID. Like, previously I thought that was kinda out of position. I still think it is a bit, but at least it's just more production that you will use as well. Turin is very centralized with his units production though.
Yeah, I mean, it's all at home, and it's going to take him a while for these units to get out on the map. He's going to lose a lot of these little expanding engineers and base locations for his trouble.
Yeah. This is also one of those maps I feel. I mean, I guess if you have this much of a spread of Tech 1 of Arch, you don't need too much intel, because you have unit everywhere either, although he needs to be a bit careful. He's kinda suiciding some units everywhere. Like into the ACU, into the army at the bottom. His units are so spread out, so units on the left can push as well, but
They're
he
just
can
very
actually
brave.
easily overwhelm that army. He did redrop the right side and got a factory and PD up, so he should secure those maxes. What I think would be nice as well as Cybern is to make a quick Jester to deal with raids.
Yeah, I mean, people kind of sleep on the Jester these days, but it's still there. It can still do gunshipy things.
Yeah, it's just, I'd say Jester nowadays, as an like offensive air unit, it's a lot worse. But as a defensive air unit, it's still amazing. Because if you use it defensively, HP doesn't matter. And aside from that, it didn't really get downgraded. I mean, it did get some changes, but you know, it's like the HP was the most significant, the HP nerf.
Look at this. Arch just ACU in the middle of the map, building a static AA turret. This is what confidence looks like.
But like, the units from Arch, they are so spread out, they just die one by one.
They're trading terribly.
They
Very
are.
unfortunate.
Like, he does get a great rate on the bottom right. He killed like quite some mechs already. He killed 3.
Gonna become
About
more.
to kill 4, 5, and 6. And that's important. So if he just stops the bad trade, like he needs to clamp up his units more. That's step 1. And aside from that, he's doing fine. Like these mantis at the bottom, you should like spread them all out as well.
Yeah, just spread
Like,
move, send them
yeah,
everywhere over
exactly.
this little airbase.
And just be a major annoyance. And like honestly, in situations like this, he already needs to prepare the next raid to go there to prevent the engineers from expanding. Turin is raiding at the top. There's quite some units that were unscouted that do quite some damage. Although there is a factory at the top in place, but those are enough units to kill the factory.
Yeah, Arch
And if they kill the
will-
factory, it will deny rebuilding that expansion for quite some time.
The Mantis
Turin
find
is
the
now-
T2 air factory.
I guess Turin isn't really overcommitting because there's water there. Yeah, I saw the. Yeah.
Yeah, he can just
Turin's
walk in the
making-
water.
Both of them made tech to air.
Sound decision. And, I mean, Arch might want to just sort of crush this position.
That's gonna be a great engagement for Arch. Turin is completely facing the wrong way, and Arch will get all the reclaim. He needs to shift G on the right side of that army, Arch, so Turin doesn't get away. Arch, you unit! Oh, no.
Arch is just going to send his ACU home, not even going to bother clean this up, and then he's going to send his units south.
The big blunder here is Turin survived with 20 units. Those all should have been dead if Arch paid attention, and that's important. Because now Arch is gonna push for the main base with his army, which makes sense. But that band of units on the right side is still
Airfight.
alive. That's tank.
Arch
That's
has
a big
numbers,
airfight.
and he's going
Arch
to...
has numbers, and he has the turn. Second turn needs to be good, yes. Like he's gonna win it. Oh, that's quite some reinforcements from turn actually.
Yeah, Turin bringing in reinforcements here, evening up the numbers a bit, but I think Arch still has more, and Turin is just going to disengage.
I'd say, in all fairness, it's kind of a draw. They have the same amount at this point. Like, even if someone wins, it's gonna be with like just a few instances.
Arch had the better engagements, but yeah, didn't exactly
Yeah.
win air on the back of it.
Raids from. Oh no! Like, Arch was about to move south with all his units, with like 30 not 30, like 60 units. But he decided to stop going there, probably because he saw gunships being made. And he didn't have air. Oh, he needs to watch his Indy. He's losing his Indies to land! No!
Oh no!
Well, this is the real air fight.
Oh no, poor Inties. It's a massacre.
They were all low HP from the air fight too.
That happened. Meanwhile, Turin's ACU is fighting. What I don't like is that Arch has exclusively Mantis, not a single Medusa or AA in his composition, and that's just letting the bombers take advantage of these poor helpless Mantis.
It's also important to notice that Turin is doing a way better job to raiding with less units, because if you look at the maxes missing in Arch's base, it's so many.
It's
Because
so-
Turin like split some of his units everywhere, but Arch like that big army that he sent after Turin's ACU, he didn't like split like 1, 2, or 3 units off to like raid some maxes. It's just like at the start, like you don't split them up too many, of course, but you still try to raid with some small groups of units. And that's why you need lots of scouts on a map like this as well. But Turin actually made quite some tech to maxes. He's on 5 now.
Yeah, Turin has a huge eco advantage right now. 75 to 50 mass
I
income.
can see why.
On the right, what is this? Just free vet.
2 points.
Free mass. The bombers are just gonna kill everything. The AZU is gonna kill everything. This is actually a mass donation of his entire army.
I'd say this is looking super one for Turin at the moment. I'd say the reason why Turin is so far ahead on Eco is because I think Arch made way more factories. My food is here, be right back.
Yeah, I think to finish Farm's thought, Arch did make way too much T1 land. And more importantly, he didn't do anything really with it. Like, he got some raids off, but they all got cleaned up by air. If he had mixed more AA and RD in, I think it would have been a bit more impactful. But, like, look at this engagement. This is just, oh my god. Free mass for Turin. Having a great time, despite the fact that Turin is, in fact, up a rather considerable amount of T2 mechs. Look at those, he's getting nice raids in. I feel like Arch's strategy would have worked a lot better on the condition that there were more contestable mexes. This is really a map where you'd much rather tech up and get the Loyas out, rather than just throw Mantis endlessly on the field. I mean, Arch is doing some nice things in the back of this, though. He's re-expanding with transports, he's getting his mexes that he's lost. Somehow this proxy factory has just been building Zuis to kill his Hydro, his factory. Now there's a gunship here. Gotta love having a random gunship here. Like, this position is absolutely in jeopardy. Regen ore was on the table, I guess. But Turin wants T2 instead. Arch has to be a bit careful here. He's got no AA, and he doesn't have air control, and there are gunships on the field. Considerable number. Now these are gunships. Oh, go ahead.
So Arch has 20 land factories and 9 air factories. So he was on 29 factories. That's
a few factories for 50 mass income.
And this is probably the main reason why Turin is ahead on Eco. Because he has like half of that.
Arch is trying to spend about 100 to 130 mass a tick. Oh, and here come the gunships on the ACU. There's no AA nearby. The inties are kind of out of position, and he has less. He's a bit far from the water. I think he's just dead.
Maybe he can suicide his inties.
He's gonna dodge.
No, he's not gonna to the water. That means he's dead. Oh, Turin has the perfect intercept as well.
Yeah, it just catches almost all of them. And several gunships have plenty of health. Turin just takes it. Very nice and clean in the end there. Well played to him.
Yeah.
Those mountains.
Those mountains?
Those mountains.